Okay, so let's turn our attention now to Matlock Town and all things Gladiators, and we'll now be speaking to Matlock's newest signing. It's Jack Hindle. Jack, thank you for coming on to the show tonight.
Hi, mate. You okay?
Yes, very good. Thanks. Yeah, I've been looking forward to having you on the show. We've been hoping to get you on since you joined Matlock. So first of all, Jack, just how were you first? Oh, sorry, when were you first approached by Matlock? So I understand just from speaking to you earlier that you've actually known Philo for quite some time over your playing career. So how did that first come about?
Well, I first spoke to Philo a couple of years back regarding other moves, trying to get me to other clubs. But we spoke on and off really for the whole time I was in Malaysia, and I was always, keeping tabs on games and results at all levels really, because I was 8 hours ahead. So when the games, were kicking off at 3 o'clock, I was, deep into the night sort of thing, and would keep my eyes on results in the morning and stuff like that. So it was always a case of speaking and messaging him after a win. And I think when I was looking at results and he kept winning and picking up points and top of the league and doing really well, you take notice of that, especially in a very competitive Evo Stick Premier these days. And we just had back and forth for most of the year really.
And how did Philo in particular sort of sell the club to you? So when he was chatting to you and saying, why you should be coming to Matlock, how did he sell the Gladiators to you?
I think it was more of the loan move I turned down last year, like I said, because I knew I had this abroad move coming, and it made sense for me to stay full time and go to South Shields just for a little bit with the pandemic and stuff like that. We knew there wasn't going to be many games played, and games were off, no fans, and people couldn't train. So at least I could train every day with South Shields just to keep me ticking over. And I always knew, I'd like to play for Philo after him trying to sign me for various clubs. And I think sort of having that experience abroad, sort of changed my outlook on football a little bit. And I had offers from clubs in, full-time clubs, but I just thought now, this moment in my career, that it would be the right thing for me and obviously the club to do something now.
Yeah, and as you've mentioned before, I'm really intrigued to know a little bit more about it. So you were playing, well, before joining over to Matlock just recently, you were playing in Malaysia's second tier. And just how did that move come about? Because you obviously played for Barrow, and before that had been playing for the likes of Colwyn Bay. How did you then go over to the Malaysian Football League? How did that come about? Was that always going to be a short-term thing, or was it just to sort of just see how it goes kind of thing?
Well, obviously I'd been at Barrow for 3 years and, really loved my time there. We were very successful in winning the Conference Premier, had my taste of the Football League. And, it's sort of something I thought might never be possible for me as time, you hit a certain age and you think it might not be something you can achieve. So I'm very proud to have achieved that, especially winning such a tough league and playing in the Football League. And then obviously my contract was up in the January, and I was speaking to various people about trying to go abroad. And I thought it was going to be Spain at first. And then a last minute move came to this massive club in Malaysia, which has a huge fan base and in a really, really it's hard to sort of explain it. If you've never been there, it's a really quiet part of Malaysia, out of the way, nowhere near the capital city. And it's in terms now, it's probably the Manchester United of Malaysia, where they were, the best team 10 years ago, used to win the treble, the league, the lot, and now they sort of needed to start again. And they had a real big venture going on, and a big project, and it's something I wanted to be part of for long term. And when we got there, it just wasn't what it was cut out to be. And I felt really sorry for the staff who'd gone over there, because they were Italian and Spanish and really good guys, people who I'll always be in contact with because they were brilliant with me. And it was just a shame the way it ended, really. And I got injured out there and did all my rehab there and came back to St George's Park towards the back end of the year. But it's something I thought was going to be long term. and it's something hopefully in the future I would like to go back out to either Asia or Australia, somewhere like that. And that's why I said I think this Matlock move suits me down to the ground for both people, for me to get back playing, get fit again, and for obviously for Matlock to try and push on and hopefully win this league, which isn't going to be easy for the next 10 weeks. Everyone knows with how competitive this league is now.
Yeah, it's certainly been a very competitive league season so far. Very, very competitive. So we've known for a while, like even Matlock fans would have known for a while, that Philo was on the lookout for a striker for quite a while to add to the ranks, and then the striker that he identified then got injured, and then it turned out to be himself. But now that you finally fully fit again, it could be revealed that it was yourself. So now that you finally had like a couple of training sessions with the Matlock boys, what's it been like? Is it as as intense as what I've heard as it is?
Yeah, it's been, like I say, it's been great, and it's good to meet some of these lads who you only see little highlight clips of. And I spoke to Philo about quite a lot of things, and he was sort of saying about the style of play and stuff like that. So obviously watch highlights and whatever. But the Malaysian season finishes in November. It's sort of February to November, so it's all completely different. So their majority of the time off is December, January. So it's just obviously different with the crossover. So like I say, I've trained twice so far, and it's just a case of bedding in and getting used to it and sort of feeling my way into it, because like I say, I haven't played this level for quite some time. Not trying to say I'm ahead of this league at all, because I'm not, and I'm here to try and do a job for Matlock, and that's where I'm at now, and I'm looking forward to getting that started really.
Yeah, can you imagine? And so just finally then, Jack, so obviously joining the club is such a crucial part. So we're now past the halfway mark of the season, and Matlock, before the season started, I don't think many people would have had the Gladiators as title contenders, maybe even not even top 5 contenders, but they've proved a lot of people wrong so far. How confident are you that you can help Matlock not just clinch promotion, but do it by winning the league as well?
Well, I think it's sort of a very similar position I was in at Barrow, where we were favourites to go down. That year we'd finished 10th, I think, the year before. And we just, went on really big winning runs. We put 10 games back to back on, winning 10 games, which is, any level of football, it's not easy to put 10 games on the spin together. And I think it's very similar now with the way Matlock are going. I think they've put a real good run of games together when it's counted. And, I think being around the squad only for less than 2 weeks, seeing how tight-knit it is, and it's a real good group of lads. And I think that goes a long way, especially these days now where, if you've got that chemistry and sort of morale off the pitch, it goes a long way on the pitch. And, a lot of fans coming down to the ground now, making it a little bit more hostile. And I think the way they play, I think it's very unpredictable for most teams, whereas a lot of teams now are trying to go full time, put money in and climb up the leagues. And it is, like I say, so competitive. And to be in that top 5, there's some real good teams around there. And if Matlock can have the league title done and dusted with a couple of games to go, I think that would be the perfect outcome for everyone.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Jack, because I've been waiting for you to join Matlock for a little while, wishing you best for when you were recovering from your injury. But it's great to see you now fully within the Matlock camp, and best of luck for this weekend's game against Lancaster.
Cheers, Matt. Thank you very much.